Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and welcome to another live stream with myself, the host Sami Higab. Now, this particular news story is serious, so I would like to, take a few moments to reflect on these points that I'm going to make. And of course, I'm in no position to help in any way. I wish I can help in any way those who are suffering, because ultimately we all originated from the same mother and father. We all originated from Adam, so we're all part and parcel of the same human race, and it's completely unacceptable to orchestrate any sort of violence against each other, or to participate in any forms of ethnic cleansing. And there comes a time when silence is betrayal. There comes a time when inaction is betrayal, and it's actually a form of participating in ethnic cleansing. If you do nothing to prevent a crime, then you are effectively participating in the crime indirectly. So I would like to look at this story. You've already seen the thumbnail. It's related to an attack, again by the Zionists, on the Gazan people, innocent civilians. And I have made a comment previously on the 10 rules of engagements. There's actually more rules according to Islam. You cannot harm civilians in any way. You cannot cut down trees. You cannot harm any creation of God, even the animals. You can only fight those who fight you in self-defense. You cannot start a war. You cannot do an offensive against someone else. You cannot destroy anyone else's property. And many, many more rules that every Muslim needs to apply on himself when it comes to any sort of engagement in a physical like violence or self-defense in any form. However, those who are attacking the Gazans, they're not Muslims, nor are they people of God, nor are they representation of the Jews. And they are a group of people that are part of a terrorist organization known as Zionism. That's actually a Zionist cult inspired by the same people that were inspired by Nazis and white supremacists, eugenics, reducing the world's population, ethnic cleansing, claiming that they are a superior race and everyone else are subhuman and are there to as a form of sacrifice to their master, Satan. Because Satan, Iblis, Shaitan, name what you like, the demonic being, the evil entity, was the first racist that existed. He was a racist against the human race. So every racist that exists today in the world, whether it be the Ku Klux Klan, Nazis, fascists, white supremacists, the far right, they're all are servants of Iblis, servants of Satan. Nevertheless, everyone has an opportunity to repent to God, change their ways, and God is the most merciful, most forgiving. Sorry for the sound effect of the air conditioning system. So this story, it was actually not today, it was actually yesterday, but I brought it up because I would like to give my opinion on it. Now, Israel strikes the Rafah border with the crossing with Egypt after telling the Gazans to flee through it. And this is not something new. They've always said, okay, go to this UN school. If you're an innocent civilian, if you're weak and vulnerable, go to this particular location. And then they drop napalm bombs, white phosphorus. They start striking that particular target after telling everyone this is a humanitarian corridor. This is where you can if you have nothing to do with this war, go to that particular location, and then they drop a bomb on them. Because their mission is to ethnic cleanse, kill the human race, apart from, of course, their superior, imaginary, superior human race, which does not exist, because God created all of us equal. He created us from a single pair of male and female, and made us into nations and tribes. The only way someone can be superior is through his conduct, how much he is beneficial to other individuals, how much is he beneficial in society. The more beneficial he is, the more pious he is, the more he contributes. That's how he raises up in ranks. Service to many leads to greatness. Just remember that. Service to many leads to greatness. We're all equal but different. We all have our own traits and attributes, our own unique qualities, our own superpower, if you like. But we complete each other. Together, everyone achieves more. My weakness is someone else's strength, and someone else's weakness is my strength. I might be good as a software engineer, someone else might be good as a business analyst, someone else might be good as a doctor. No one's perfect in everything. Does not mean that I am superior than someone else, or I'm superior than someone who's a professional or far more experienced in, let's say, psychology or something like that than myself. I'm not superior than them. I'm not superior than them by monetary value, materialistic things that I may possess any assets or whatever. That doesn't raise me up in ranks. My bank balance doesn't raise me up in ranks above someone else's less in monetary value, financial assets or any sort of assets they may own. That doesn't make me a higher rank than other individuals, but my conduct, how I serve others, that's what will raise me up. That's what will raise you up. That's what will make you superior in this world and in the next, inshallah, God willing. So we're all brothers and sisters in humanity, irrespective of the race, irrespective if you're Arab, Palestinian, Chinese, Indian, Jew, European, British, Scottish, it does not matter. We're all equal. There is no superior race. This is a myth. So anyone that's participating in this massacre is a criminal against all of humanity. It's crimes against humanity. Forget about all the fabrication and all the nonsense that you hear on the media. It's complete lies. There's no evidence to it. They make all these claims that so and so killed so many innocent lives, whatever. Where's the evidence? The only evidence we see is from the Palestinian side. They have hard, concrete, visual, graphical evidence showing the massacres and the violence that's perpetrated on them every single minute of every single day for the past 75 years. In fact, this atrocity has been going far longer than that. All over the world, these atrocities existed against particular races. The British colonization of Africa and Egypt and India and all over the world. But enough is enough. We shouldn't keep going in that particular direction. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to just reduce the size of my picture here. I'm going to scroll down a bit and just watch the video, and then we'll continue talking, inshallah. So just reverse the video back a little bit. Let me mute my mic in case the sound.
خليك هنا خليك هنا لا خليك جوا جوا خليك جوا خليك جوا سعيد خليك هنا خليك هنا لا خليك جوا جوا خليك جوا خليك جوا سعيد
So yes, I hope this was clear. It was from Sky News. They're the owners of the video. It's on their website. You can go watch it yourself. But my message isn't just those who profess to be Jews or Christians or Muslims. My message now is to the authorities, and more particularly the Egyptian authorities. Now, you do not have to accept the orders that you get from the Zionists. You don't have to close the borders on those innocent civilians. There are people that are sick, the elders, the vulnerable. I'm not telling you to allow weapons in or do a military offensive against Israel or break the peace treaty or anything like that. All I'm telling you is to provide a humanitarian corridor, open the borders for the sick, the women, the children, the injured. Allow for medicine to go through, allow for donations of blood to the hospitals in Gaza, allow for humanitarians to go in and out. Of course, you can vet them, you can search their bags, search everything. I'm not telling you to do anything or break your peace treaty with Israel. I'm not telling you to do that. All I'm asking from you is to open the border for the most high priority cases, the people that are in dire need at the moment. Allow for water to go in. These are human beings. Gazans, the Palestinians, are human beings. They are brothers in faith. They are brothers in humanity. A lot of the Gazans are actually ethnically Egyptian as well, that settled in that region many, many years ago. And Palestinians belong to that land for thousands of years. And in the past, thousands of years, we all lived in peace and harmony together because we're all one family. The Jews thrived under the Islamic State. They thrived under the Islamic government. And when the Arabs were governing, and when Umar ibn Khattab, the companion of the Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings upon him, when he entered Jerusalem, this is historical, being recorded. When he entered Jerusalem, he asked for the children of Israel, Bani Israel. He asked for the Jews, where are they? And when the Roman guard or whatever, he said to them, we massacred them all, we took revenge on them. The Romans took revenge on them. And he said to them, where is the Temple Mount? And they were using the Temple Mount. The Romans, not the Arabs, not the Muslims. The Romans, the Christians, were using it as a dumping site for throwing trash. And Umar ibn Khattab went down and started picking up the trash, cleaning the Temple Mount. He was asking for his Jewish brothers, because Muslims and Jews or people that abide by the Torah are actually following the same faith. We're all Muslims. We all submit to the one true God, Allah. So we have something in common. We have a faith, common in faith, common in humanity. This should not be going on. Now Egypt needs to step in. They need to open up the borders. The least they can do is open up the borders. That's all I'm asking from you. Allow people to live. These are human beings. And other people, they need to put pressure. Put pressure on the tyrants all over the world and tell them, you need to stop being biased. Stop supporting racism. Stop supporting Nazis. Stop supporting fascism. Stand for human rights. Have some dignity, have some respect for yourself, because tomorrow it could be you. If you ignore what's going on to your neighbors, if you say, oh, as long as I'm safe and I'm comfortable, it doesn't matter about my neighbors, you're wrong. Because the same people that are orchestrating these ethnic cleansing against the Palestinians, tomorrow they'll do a preemptive strike on Egypt, like 1967. They'll do that under the pretext that they're under threat. They'll do exactly the same. They'll make up any excuse. They'll make up any false flag operation, just like they did with this so-called surprise attack. It's not very much of a surprise. The technology, the intelligence, the amount of spies they have, the network of spies that they have everywhere. There's no surprise. This is an orchestrated false flag operation. And the whole world's being played. And then they're spinning all these fake images and fake pictures and claiming that these groups of people did it, and they're like so-called, they call them animals and stuff like that. It's all fake. Perhaps maybe some people stepped out of line, broke the rules. Some people did commit crimes, but those people should be the people that are being punished. These people should be taken accountable for their action if they stepped out of line, if they broke the rules. Not the whole world, not all the Arabs, not all the Muslims, not all the Palestinians. There has to be a differentiation between a criminal and someone who's a law-abiding citizen. There's a difference. Imagine if you have a family member and they go out and commit murder, and the police cannot arrest that person, so they come and place everyone, every member of your family, extended family, so they put them all in prison and they charge them with murder. What kind of justice is this? What kind of a corrupt system, legal system is that? Of course not. They'll arrest the criminal. They'll judge that criminal. They'll gather the evidence against that particular criminal. And then they'll apply the law on that criminal. They wouldn't apply it on the innocent family members or friends of that individual or any other ethnicity that individual. So if this individual was Chinese, then they'll charge all the Chinese people of that crime. What kind of nonsense is that? Of course not. So why is it that the Zionist regime, the racist Zionists, are doing that to the Palestinians? Why are they massacring and ethnic cleansing innocent civilians? A fabricated crime that probably didn't even exist. But let's just give it the benefit of that. Let's say even 1% of what they're saying is true. Then they should go only after the one that committed the crime. Not bomb, carpet bomb, and destroy a city, destroy a civilization, ethnically cleanse, a group of ethnic groups of Palestinians. We're actually a mixed race of many races. No one is pure of anything. No one's 100%, Arab or 100% Egyptian or 100%, British or something like that. We're all mixed. We have all different ethnicities. I have lots of different ethnicities from both my mother and my father. Different. My father was half Scottish as well. So we're all from this, we're all related, we're all one race. I cannot discriminate against any race. I cannot attack or say this particular race is the worst race or whatever. I can't stereotype. Because my genetics is a mix of all the races. Just like yourself as well. We all have different percentages, different ethnicities. And we did not come from different planets. It's not like the Palestinians came from a different planet and the Jews came from a different planet and Africans came from a different planet. We're all different aliens, and we're now trying to, we're fighting over planet Earth, for example. No, we all belong and we have a right to reside on planet Earth. The whole world belongs to the Creator, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Therefore, we should cooperate together to make this world good and beneficial for everyone, and also look after this planet for the next generation. We are trustees on this planet. That's all we are. We're trustees, and we have to cooperate to do good in this world, to do productive things, be productive human beings, proactive and productive. Now, how could you, any human being, And the worst of, they're not even brave enough to face Palestinians face to face. They have to commit their mass murders from a distance by pushing a button. They have to break all the rules of decency, respect. They have to close their eyes when they're doing it, because it's too much for them to bear. They don't want to even see the images of the children that they kill. But they've been doing it for so many years. Where was the world then? They've been doing it every single day. Imagine you being massacred every single second of your life for 75 years, non-stop. But that's what's been happening to the Palestinians, and the world was silent. They've been betraying the human race. But even if those people were are traitors, they're traitors against the human race. Even if that's the case, I ask the Egyptians and the Egyptian authority to be different. I know you have decency inside you. I know there are good people. I want you to do what is right and allow the sick and the most vulnerable people through, and protect them, provide them housing, provide them any support, even if you are struggling, even if the economy is on its knees. We have to squeeze, we have to try to do something for them. Not exploit them, not harm them. They are our guests in Egypt, and we should treat them now, because these are our brothers and sisters in humanity. Not just they are, Arabs. They are our brothers and sisters in humanity. It's a big test from our Creator. This is a test. Are you going to fail that test, or are you going to pass that test? You get to know people when there's difficulty, when there's problems. That's when true heroes rise. Real people, real men rise. Real women rise. Not in the good times. You don't know the true colors of people until you go through certain hardships. There were times in my life when I was rock bottom. But before that, when I was doing really well and I was successful, had all sorts of people coming to me and trying to be my friend and inviting me but when my life turned around and I went from up there to down here, then I seen the real friends. The vast majority of the people that were around me, 99.999%, were all fake friends. As long as they can't benefit from me, they disappeared. They disappeared from my life. And only very few people stuck around and cared and showed their love, showed their true friendship. So you only realize and see true colors when in difficulty. Otherwise you would not see it. And that's the thing. And that showed me. And I said, Alhamdulillah, I lost a fortune in the market at one point in my life. And I said, Alhamdulillah, because it allowed me to see the true colors of people. Now, we have this situation where our brothers and sisters in Palestine, in Gaza, are being massacred, mercilessly bombed for absolutely no reason, other than they are Arabs. They're a different race. That's all they're being massacred for, because they are Muslims. What kind of hypocrisy is it in the UK? They show the flag of Israel. They allow the Zionists to protest and support and have solidarity and everything. And then they tarnish the Palestinians and people that are standing up for human rights as terrorists, as troublemakers, as rebels. Then in the media, they say thousands of people, were in solidarity with Israel. When I was there myself, I looked and I was trying to count. I could hardly count up to 100. If not, it was probably half that. It was probably about 50 or less that were standing there. And then there was thousands standing outside, protesting outside the Israeli embassy in London. Thousands. Tens of thousands. And in the media, they said a couple of hundred. I don't know. Someone needs to send the mainstream media to school to learn how to count basic arithmetics. They can't even add up things. There was at least thousands of people, thousands, tens of thousands, not just thousands, tens of thousands that were protesting outside the Israeli embassy. And there was less than 100 that were standing in support of Israel. It's complete fabrication. They're twisting things around. They're using fake pictures of violence perpetrated against even the Palestinians and claiming they are babies of Jews. Complete nonsense, this big lie. They're playing you. They are playing the world. They're lying to everyone. That's the reality. And I have to speak up and say the truth. If it was the Egyptians that were wrong, or if it was Muslims that committed the perpetrator, I will speak against them as well. I speak for justice and peace for all the human race, irrespective of their creed, their gender, their ethnicity. It does not matter. It does not matter if they're my immediate family or not, or extended family. It does not matter, because we're all from one same family. I'll speak up for the truth. If my own brother did something wrong, I will stand up against him. I'll speak up against him. I would not be supporting him against wrongdoing. But alhamdulillah, my family are not like that. You have to stand up for justice, not falsehood. You cannot continue support falsehood and expect that Allah will, give you blessings in this life and open a way for you. This is a test for Egypt. If Egypt's going through some hardship right now, this is a test. Share the very little that you have. And there are people, decent, law-abiding, decent human beings around the world that's prepared to support you, to help those who are in need. Perhaps Allah may make an opening for you. من اتقى الله يجعل له مخرج ويرزقه من حيث لا يحتسب. Man yattaqi Allah. Whoever is God conscious, if you do something good now for the Palestinians, if you help them now, perhaps Allah will make an opening for you and provide you, give you provisions from places where you least expect it. Why not you put your confidence in the word of Allah? He told you, do not fear them, but fear me. Fear Allah. Not fear them. Don't fear Iblis. Fear Allah. Why are you so scared of America and the Zionists and the racists? Why are you so scared of them? Because they have weapons? Because they are superpowers? Did you forget that Allah is the superpower? Did you forget that? That Allah created everything and He has control over everything? Did you forget all these things? Did you forget about when the Kaaba, Mecca, was being attacked? And they did not have any arms or anything. They were being attacked by a mighty army. And Allah sent the birds to throw stones on that army and created them flat. Did you forget that? Did you forget the verses from the Quran? All these stories? Or do you have doubts? If you are a Muslim and you're in the government right now, it shows what true faith is. Because if you truly believe in the Quran is the word of Allah, and you truly believe in everything that's happened, and you truly believe 110% or 1000% that man yattaqillah yaj'al lahu makhraj wa yarzuqhu min haythu la yahtasib, you will make a move. If you are a man, if you're brave, you will make a move because you know that Allah is on your side. And you will say, Sami'na wa ata'na. Not say, oh, but I'm scared. I can't fight these people. I have to submit to the master. Stop being a slave to another human being. Stop being a slave to Iblis, Satan, who's your open enemy. Be a slave to Allah and serve mankind. Service to many leads to greatness. I hope someone hears it and passes the message on. I'm not scared of anyone. I'm not afraid to die. I'm not afraid of anything. I will more than happily die but speak the truth. I will never fight anyone or harm anyone, any human being. I rather have a decent dialogue with people. If someone wants to challenge me on anything, go ahead, come ahead. If you got facts, I'll listen. I'm very open-minded. I respect everyone's opinions. And everyone's entitled to their own opinion. But don't come up with your racist ideology, because I will destroy you. Don't come up with racist ideology. We are both human beings. We have to respect each other. We may see different angles, we may have different upbringings, but we should be respectful towards each other, even if we are enemies in the battlefield. Outside the battlefield, we are both brothers. And therefore, if you haven't watched my video, I've summarized the 10 points in Islam regarding combat. In combat, and you have a captive, a prisoner of war, which can only be a prisoner of war, a prisoner from combat if he was an armed civilian, like an armed combatant, someone who's trying to kill you. You've overpowered them, now you've captured them, and once you take them to your side, they are now your brother in humanity. They're no longer your enemy. The enemy part was in the battlefield, when he had a gun on you, or a sword or weapon, and you had to kill or be killed. So you're out of self-defense, you're fighting. But once they put down their arms, and now they're your guest, they're your brother, and they're equal to you. You have to feed them from what you eat. You have to clothe them as you get clothed. You walk with them. They are now your brother in humanity. You cannot disrespect them, torture them, harm them in any way. You have to treat them well. You can't abuse them in any way. You cannot do anything like that. This is what Islam teaches us. You cannot even fight civilians. You cannot even take civilians, innocent civilians. So I also asked the people in Gaza, if you did break these rules, if you did take innocent civilians, old people, children, mothers, whatever, let them go. They have nothing to do with it. They were not armed. You had no right to take them. First of all, that's big. Let's be straight. You had no right to take them. But if it was a soldier and you captured that soldier, fine, exchange him for another hostage. Have a hostage exchange. Absolutely. Okay, you have every right to do that. Your hostages should be exchanged for their hostages. That's fine. But you should never take innocent civilians. So if you've done that, you need to let them go as a gesture of goodwill. Not kill them, not threat to kill them. If Israel is bombing Gaza and killing innocent civilians, we cannot be the same as them. We cannot behave the same way as them, because they are servants of Satan, but we are servants of Allah. We have to be different. We cannot be like them. We can't say, well, they killed our civilians, we have to... No, that's not acceptable. That is not acceptable in Islam. You cannot even cut down trees. You cannot even harm agriculture. You cannot even, destroy any places of worship. You cannot even take a target or take a shot when there is a risk of a civilian dying. There are rules of engagement we have to apply by. And I'm sure a lot of people would know that. People in Gaza are amongst the most religious, the most knowledgeable, but not everyone. Not everyone had that privilege of getting education, learning, and so on. A lot of them are from ghettos, they're being oppressed, they're denied their basic rights. So of course, they're just acting out of instincts, out of revenge. They're seeing their mothers and their sisters being raped by the Zionists and tortured, and children being kidnapped and harmed in so many different ways. They've seen that. and they've seen their fathers and mothers being beaten up, shot. Civilians in Gaza, many people reported that they've been used as target practice. I know one journalist, while he was reporting inside Gaza, this was like months ago when there was nothing between, one of the guards, the Israeli guards, just shot him in the leg for no reason, just to use him as target practice. No one gets any compensation. They kill innocent civilians. No one gets compensation. In fact, Israelis kill innocent civilians, even Egyptians. They shoot at Egyptians, and Egyptians don't even retaliate back. And they say, oh, it was a mistake, and Egypt says, fine, we don't want any compensation. But when some Egyptian does it to the tourists, which is absolutely wrong, I disagree with it totally. It's unacceptable. You cannot take the law in your own hands. You should never, no matter if these people come from that particular country, does not mean that all of them subscribe and support their, tyrant and criminal government. Not every citizen in Israel, not every Jew is a Zionist. You have to understand this. So you cannot just take revenge. We cannot be like them. If they're criminals, we can't be criminals. We're gonna fight them by being more peaceful, more respectful. We're going to have respect to ourselves so we can respect others. By respecting others, we're respecting ourselves. But these people have no rules. They are less than the animals. Them, not like this, the Minister of Defense of Israel saying the Palestinians are animals. He's the animal. He's the animal. Because he's massacring innocent people. He's the barbaric. They need to know how to respect human beings. Fine, let them be. Allah will deal with them. Allah will send them the army that will deal with them. Allah will send them real men that believe in La ilaha illallah Muhammad Rasulullah. Not Muslims by name. Real Muslims. Real servants of Allah. Warriors of Allah who will deal with them and give them a blow and teach them a lesson. Because it's written in the Quran that way. That they will do corruption in the land twice. And this second time now, we're in the second time they're doing corruption in the land. They'll pay that price. Let them be. Don't be like them. Because they like to twist the truth. They like to play with the media. We can't be like them, brothers and sisters. And anyone in a position of authority, they should step up, should speak up against the truth. And this is why I have a lot of respect for the Scottish, and I am proud to be part Scottish. I'm proud of my grandmother who is Scottish. I'm proud of that lineage. Why? Because only in Scotland they refused to put the Israeli flag up. They said, no, we're not going to take sides in this. We're going to stand for peace and justice, for human rights. I respect them. I respect the Irish. These are respectable, decent human beings. The Scottish and the Irish. The English, I have nothing to say for them. I'm not talking about the citizens, I'm talking about the government. The Westminster government. The Muppets of the Zionists. The dogs of the Zionists. They're also animals. They have no respect for themselves. That is why they don't respect other people. They worship money and that's it. That's all they do. They have no respect. Anyone that speaks up the truth, I respect them. I'm proud to be related to them. I have pride for them. And I look at them as honorable people. Real, decent human beings. Brave men. Not cowards that are silent. Because now we can see everyone that is silent is a traitor. Traitor to mankind. And everyone speaking falsehood is a traitor. And the people that speak up when they have any platform, YouTubers, whatever, doesn't matter. Everywhere you should stand up and speak up the truth and speak for the truth. Speak for justice, for human rights, for all human rights. Because all human life matters. Not Black Lives Matter, not White Lives Matter, not Jew life matter. All human life matters. So once again, I ask you, for your own sake, open the borders of Rafah for the Palestinians to get through, for the Gazans to get through. Better for you that way, inshallah. Anyway, thank you for listening. I wanted to keep it brief. I want to get on with my day now a little bit, inshallah. And I hope if I get a bit more time, I will sit with you again and talk about different things. But yeah, definitely something that we need to reflect on. And if I said anything that offends anyone, please let me know. Let me know if what you're offended about. What is it that's upsetting you? Let me know. Reach out. Give me some constructive criticism. Don't insult. Be respectful. Give me some constructive criticism. Give me the facts. Educate me. Give me some of the knowledge. Give me some evidence. Not that you've heard this has happened, or you've heard this, or you've seen some fabricated pictures on the internet and fabricated videos coming out of Ukraine or something, claiming these are Israelis or civilians from another country. Just give me facts. Tell me what's right. But be brave. Don't be cowards. Stand up for truth. Stand up for justice. Stand up for your brothers and sisters everywhere. We're all one family again. Once again, we're all one family. We all originated from Adam alayhi salam. We all originated from Abraham. So why are we killing each other? Why are we harming each other? There's absolutely no reason. We shouldn't. We should respect each other. We should agree to disagree. That's the least we can do, is agree to disagree on points. If we have a disagreement, fine. We agree to disagree, and that's it, finished. We don't have to be carbon copies of each other. We're all entitled to our own opinion. And this mainstream media, they should stop twisting the truth. They should stop turning liars into honest people. They should respect everyone's voice, allow everyone to speak. Give a chance for the Palestinian ambassador in London to speak without criticizing him, and stop twisting words and making up your own narrative or your own interpretation of what he said and what he didn't say. The evidence is there of what he said, so stop making up these nonsense, like I've seen in Sky News where they said that he said they had it coming. He never said those words. The presenter said it. They're twisting, they're playing around with words. So be aware of this. Anyway, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Peace be upon you, if you're a non-Muslim, and everyone else. Take care, and